Okay. So, starting off,
Okay.
you two have been in this. That's the wrong file. Hold on. You two have been in the city of Dextros for 2 or 3 days now.
Okay.
You found yourself drawn to what is it? The Quiet Lamb Tavern.
Hmm.
It is morning on the fourth day of your stay. You guys rouse. Are you in separate rooms or in the same room?
Probably the same room, just you know, uh, save on money.
Okay.
I guess I need to rest. I don't really know.
Does it not specify if you need to take long rests or not, or if you
Hold on.
sleep during long rests?
Hold on. Let me check. Cleaning the life, direction, unsettling presence. Um, I think I do. Wait, hold on. It doesn't say anything about sleeping. It's just I still need to like rest, but I don't really like sleep or anything.
Similar. Well, is it similar to Warforged, where you just go into a hibernating state, or
I
is it
think so. Yeah,
okay?
to recharge myself.
Okay. Well, you both rouse from whatever slumber you partake in. The day is young. You have the city to explore. You haven't really seen much of it yet. What would you two like to do?
This is the flying city, isn't it?
Yes, it's a flying city.
Ooh. Hmm. Are any pamphlets like guides?
You can, if you'd like to look for one in the main room, you can make an
Sure, I'll go
investigation
down into
check.
the tavern. I'm going to go. You said investigate. Well, I'll just go up to the barkeep.
Okay.
I mean, like, what's is a barkeep? What does it look like?
It's a portly man, a human.
Okay. Okay.
He, you've met him when you first stayed. His name is Isaac. He's kind of on the
Okay.
short side, bald, chubby cheeks. He looks to be in his mid 40s.
I am fully clothed with my mask on so that no one can tell I'm a skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he sees you come down. He kind of waves you over. And he says, "Will you be joining us for breakfast?"
I don't. I won't be, but my companion might. I had some other questions I'd like to ask. Isaac, was it?
Yes, Isaac.
Um, I was wondering, do you have like a pamphlet or like anything, like just I've never really been to Dextros before, and I just really like to get a lay of the city. Just really get to, any of the sights to see, things along those lines.
He puts the glass down he was cleaning and he kind of scratches his chin, and he says, "Well, there's no pamphlets per se, but if you have any questions, I could try and answer."
Okay. Any natural wonders, any like built wonders, like any grand libraries, or maybe like I don't know, like some sort of academy, or maybe there's like, oh wow, I don't know, the botanical gardens or something along those lines.
He kind of looks at you a little confused and he says, "Well, if you're looking for wonders, there is the
Mm-hmm.
academy, the
Okay.
Iron Shell.
All right.
It's called that because it's in a big iron dome." And
Fascinating.
he kind of smiles to himself for a minute. He goes, "As for libraries, there's a pretty sizable library in the academy, but other than
Hmm.
that, there's not much. The scientists keep to themselves, and the mages keep to themselves."
Okay. All right. No other natural wonders? Like,
Well, I mean, the city itself is a natural wonder. It does fly.
well, I'm aware that this is currently a flying city. But I mean, like, I don't know. Is there like, oh wow, a rock that is in the middle of town that kind of looks like the king? I don't know.
He kind of looks at me and
I've never been
says,
here before.
nothing like that. I can tell you
Oh,
haven't
well.
been here before.
Never been here before. Maybe we can go to the academy. I'll go talk to Mars. Well, thank you, Isaac. I'm going to go back upstairs to talk to my companion if they would like to, come down and have breakfast. But thank you, and I'm going to go back upstairs.
Okay. You head
All right,
back
so
upstairs.
Mars.
Yep.
All right. First burning aura. Are you going to get anything to eat this morning?
Probably should.
Okay. So, there's apparently an academy that might have a library. I might want to check that out to see if I can find any information on my predicament. He was very unhelpful. If there was any other like grand things here in town, like I don't know, a magic spring that even though the city is floating, it's constantly spewing water. I don't fucking know. Couldn't really find anything. But where do you have anything? Any place you want to go?
Not particularly. As long as I
Okay.
can't see down, I'm pretty okay with wherever we go.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You have a fear of height?
Yep.
Okay. So, what would you like to do? Are you heading to the academy? Uh-oh.
Well, let Mars get something to eat first.
Yeah,
and
as
then
soon
we'll
as
head to
I-
the academy.
Okay. So, you both
I'll
head...
talk to Isaac.
Okay. Isaac kind of sees you coming, and he
Just 2 sandwiches to go.
he kind of nods and says, I can arrange that. And he heads into the back room. After a few minutes, he comes back with 2 wrapped sandwiches. Not too small, not too big, about average size. And he hands them over to you, and he says, it's complimentary with your stay. Which, by the way, you've been here for a few days now. Would you like to pay me now, or... It's
I
only
think
2
me and my
silver.
companion are going to be staying overnight, so we'll pay you. We'll pay you tomorrow morning.
He kind of nods and says, that's fine.
Yeah, for one more night.
He goes, your rooms will be cleaned while you're gone. And I appreciate your business. And he kind of goes back to his other business.
All right, then I guess we're leaving. Got 2 sandwiches to make it at least look like you're still eating. But I'll eat both of them.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. We'll
No,
pay
I
him on
can.
the way out. That much, right?
He said it would be 2 silver.
Oh, 2 silver. Gosh, I'll pay him now. I'll hand him a gold.
You're not in, like, the rich end of town. You're not in the slums either. So it's modestly priced.
I'll give him a gold piece.
He takes it and smiles and slips it behind the counter.
Excellent. Marvelous. We should probably get going.
Okay. You guys head outside. It's about 9 in the morning, so there's a little bit of hustle as people are going to and from their place of work and place of home. The air is nice. It's a little chilly because you're kind of high up, but the sky is clear and beautiful. There are no clouds. You might be above them. You don't know.
Oh.
So, where are you guys headed?
I'm going to the academy.
The academy. Okay. Would you like to ask for directions, or are you just going to try and wander your way there?
I'll ask for the directions.
Okay. So you kind of stop just a random citizen, and they kind of look at you confused in a moment before you explain where you would like to go.
Hi, yes, I'm trying to find the academy.
Oh, the Academy of the Iron Shell.
Yes.
Easy enough, and he kind of says, just go down the street, take a left, and keep going till you see the big dome.
Good to know. Thank you.
Okay.
Mars, do you... what if you've come all this way and we can't find anything at this library?
We'll just have to keep moving.
I guess. What do we... I guess. Keep looking.
Not much option.
Not much options.
Anything like... I've never seen anything like whatever it is you are.
Beautiful.
And even if he does know something, it's not like I can just waltz you into the family estate the way you are.
Well, that's true. Well, let's stop to the academy. Maybe they have something to lighten the mood and give us a inkling of hope in these trying times.
Okay. So?
I mean, it is a magic academy. They'll probably have at least something about undead.
I mean, I guess.
Okay. So, you guys head down the street. It's only like a 5-minute walk before you turn a corner, and maybe a fair distance ahead, you do see rising above the small buildings a large iron dome that just stretches. It's quite large. At this distance, you can't really tell how big it is, but it's big enough that it takes up a good portion of the sky. And as you get closer to it, it just grows and grows until eventually you are led to the bottom of it, where you see a large staircase ascending up to what looks like a plateau underneath the dome itself.
How did we not see this coming in?
Well,
that's a mystery.
It depends on how you came in. If you came in through Skyship, you may have seen it depending on the clouds. The way the city is, you may not have seen it simply because the clouds obscured it. Or you may have come in when it docked at Black Core Peak. If you came in through there, you would have come up through the underbelly of the city and you might not have seen it. So it's not unusual to not have noticed it.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to the front door. Are there any guards or any, like...
There are. Lining the outside of the doors are a number of guards. They seem not bored, but more just kind of content. They don't see... It seems like they don't see a lot of action. But they do... As you approach, they do kind of straighten up, pull in tuck in their shirts and adjust their spears. And one approaches you and says, how may I help you?
Good morning, gentlemen. I am here with my companion. We're currently seeing if maybe we could peruse your library, or maybe in some case, see if one of your arcane practitioners on the inside could help us with a rather odd situation.
They kind of look to each other, and he goes, I'll get someone who can give you more solid answers. And he kind of disappears behind the door, while the other guard kind of takes up position in front of it, and just kind of doesn't give you the stink eye, but just kind of stares you down. After maybe a minute, the other guard returns with a robed figure, hood back, looks to be elven. You can't tell if they're half elf or just full elven, but long brown hair, spectacles resting on her nose, and she kind of looks you two over, and looks at the guard and says, "So I understand you wish to peruse our library?"
I do. We're looking for something in particular.
She goes, "Well, the library is open to the public, but only after some paperwork is signed."
Ugh, paperwork.
She goes, if you would, follow me. And she kind of gestures into the darkened hallway.
Paperwork. Ugh.
She leads you both inside, which the minute you walk in, it was chilly outside, but now that you've entered here, it's this comforting warmth that just overtakes you. It's very nice. You're led deeper into the structure. It's strange. You'd think the ceilings would be taller, but they're kind of short, and it's just a hallway that just kind of stretches before you. Eventually, however, you do reach a set of double doors, which she just kind of gently throws open. She leads you inside, and now you see the full grandeur of the library, or the academy. It almost looks like its own self-contained city inside the dome, with buildings and structures stretching up to the roof. It does look like its own little isolated city. And you even see that at the top of the dome, it does have its own, oddly enough, cloud cover. Just a faint bit of cloud. So it does seem it is generating its own, not weather, but atmosphere, I suppose. I guess it would be weather.
Question, does it ever rain in here?
She kind of looks and says, it hasn't done that in a while. We keep it in check. But some days when the mages are slipping up, it does get a little damp.
Oh, it seems rather unpleasant. Okay. Well, on to that paperwork, I assume.
Yes. She leads you through what would be the streets. You see the buildings they're mostly not glass, but they're just metal frames on the bottom with what looks like some kind of stone on top. And the bottom floors look to be just entrances into these other buildings. They're not decorated or anything like that. You do see a couple of other robed figures kind of hustling back and forth, running around. It seems they keep this place quite busy. But after maybe 2 minutes of walking, you're led to a small little hovel of a building. She kind of opens the door and allows you in. You ascend a staircase up to this nice, cozily lit room with a fireplace in one corner and a desk and just piles of paperwork. And you see an older man, shock white hair, just kind of sitting there with his glasses resting on his nose as he seems to have fallen asleep. The elven woman kind of clears her throat, and he kind of jumps up really quickly and kind of adjusts his glasses and looks to you and says, how can I help you?
Hi, yes, I'm Octavian Starfeller, and this is my friend Mars. We are currently looking for access to the grand archive or library of your lovely establishment, or, in some cases, probably a expert in their field. We need to we need some help in some matters.
He kind of shakes his head and he adjusts his glasses again. He goes, "Well, I assume you're here to sign some paperwork." And you kind of see him just kind of look absent-mindedly to the two piles on his desk.
Yes,
they are quite
paperwork.
large.
Paperwork, yes.
He goes, "Well, if you want to peruse the library, there's some forms you must sign, some fees you must pay, and some time you must spend."
What's the time?
He goes, "It should only take maybe an hour, maybe 2. Depending, if you're both looking, it would be around 2 hours because you both have to sign your individual papers. But if it's just one person perusing, we could cut it in half."
Mars, do you think it should be both of us or one of us?
Honestly, it should probably just be one of us.
I guess. Well, have fun, Mars. I'm gonna walk away.
Okay. The old man kind of reaches down and he pulls up a stack, maybe 6 inches high, and he just slams it on the desk. And he says, "Let's get started." So for the next hour, for the next hour, you're signing and initialing and going over paperwork as he explains things, and he's just He corrects you when you make a mistake or when you sign in the wrong place. But in an hour, you've signed all of the papers necessary. He takes them, pulls out this little, what looks like stamp from his pocket. He stamps it, and as he stamps it, the papers shrink down to only maybe a quarter of an inch. They compress themselves. He takes them, sticks them in a filing cabinet, turns to you and says, "There. You now have permission to use the libraries and any other facilities you wish." And he says, he goes, "I don't know if you know her name, but Maribel will take you to the library now."
All right. Let's make this a little quicker and just. Can you tell us where the section on undead information would be?
She kind of nods and says, "I can take you there. It'd be quick." And she leads you down the staircase, back to the covered city. And after maybe a 5-minute walk, you're led to a large building. Almost looks like an arena of sort. Well, think the Colosseum in design, but not necessarily in practice. But she leads you inside, and inside there's just towers of books, shelves lining every wall. Oddly enough, there is no ceiling. It is open aired to the possible weather.
That does not seem like a very good design choice considering the potential rain.
Are there as I'm sitting outside the little tower where the paperwork resides, seeing Mars walk away, are there any members of the place just walking around?
Yeah, there's plenty. There's younger students and what looks like teachers just being amiable and around the area.
Okay, good to know.
But she kind of looks at you and says, "We have ways of keeping the weather out." But she goes, "If you follow me," and she leads you deeper into the books. You pass by desks just strewn with books, people hurriedly scrying or writing down things, people with their noses buried in the books. But eventually she leads you to a small little alcove in the western wall. And inside it's a small room, which is lined with books. And he goes, "This is all we have on undead. If you are looking for any information, your best bet is to find it here." And she goes, "I'll be outside. Do as you wish, but when you're done, just come to me."
Real quick,
Yes.
do you know of any experts on the subject of undead that possibly go work here?
She kind of scratches her chin. She goes, "There's a few professors who've dabbled in necromancy. It is, of course, banned, so they don't practice it, but they've done their research. If you'd like, I could arrange a meeting with one of the more higher-ups."
I should probably speak to Octavian, but set anything up in stone.
She goes, "As you wish."
As I see people walking around, I'm going to pick out one of the students. As I see walk by. I have telepathy.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna telepathically communicate to one of them. Psst, hey, I'm in your pocket. Hey, I'm in your pocket.
You see a young dragonborn kind of stop and look around and then kind of look down to his pocket.
No. Oh no, the other one. I'm in your other pocket.
You see him get a little confused, and he kind of opens up his little pocket on the side and just kind of shakes his head and looks around.
No, the other pocket.
You see him kind of scratch his head as he turns and reaches into his back pocket.
Yeah, right here. Here I am.
He kind of feels around and he pulls out what looks like some trail mix and just kind of looks at it.
Ah, you found me. What does the trail mix look like it's made out of?
Just looks like some small candies, some pretzels, stuff like that.
It's me, one of the pretzels.
He kind of looks incredibly confused, and he just sort of starts to move it around in his hand.
I'm Pretzaldo. I'm a magic pretzel. You found me.
You see him kind of absent-mindedly pick up one of the pretzels and just stare at it intently.
Yeah. All right. And I don't know what happened. Like, maybe it was one of the books you read or one of the spells you said. But I've come into being. I've gained sentience, and you're my friend, right?
He kind of looks at the pretzel and just nods very slowly.
Oh, wow, awesome. So, what's your name? My name's Pretzaldo, the magic pretzel.
He goes, well, my name is Greg.
It's nice to meet you, Greg. Yes, Greg. Yes.
You see some students are passing him by and just, they're not even paying attention as he's just talking to himself, basically.
Greg the Dragonborn.
Pretzaldo, they talk about you behind your back, Pretzaldo.
He kind of, who talks? What? He looks very confused.
The other trail mix pieces.
He kind of looks at his hand and just, he kind of closes his eyes and just kind of wishes it away as he opens one eye just staring at it.
Destroy them, Pretzaldo. Destroy the other trail mix. They are plotting against you.
You see him, he kind of raises up to his mouth and just downs the whole palm.
Yeah. Does he eat Pretzaldo?
No, he's still holding Pretzaldo.
Oh.
He just devoured the rest of his trail mix.
His name was Greg, you said?
Greg, yes.
Yeah. Good, Greg. Good. Yes.
You see him he takes the pretzel, he just stares at it and shakes his head like this isn't happening.
Yeah.
He goes, have I not been getting enough sleep? Is this what's happening right now?
You're perfectly sane, Pretzaldo. Greg, you're perfectly sane.
I thought you were talking in the third person.
That was an in-game slip-up. I mean, Greg, you're perfectly sane. Perfectly sane.
He doesn't know what to do. He's just staring, completely frozen, just staring at this pretzel in his hand.
Read any good books lately?
In one quick motion, he just kind of takes Pretzaldo and shoves it in his mouth. You see him, he kind of stops chewing and just kind of absentmindedly spits it out onto the floor.
I'm going to use minor illusion to make the appearance of a very small, little pretzel-shaped ghost rise up from the mush pretzel on the ground and kind of just float away.
You see his eyes just get kind of wide for a minute before he kind of like holds his gut and then just vomits the remaining trail mix out onto the floor as he just kind of stands there shaking, looking at his hands.
I'll make more little trail mix shaped ghosts rise from the pile.
He at this point he collapses to his knees as he's just staring at what he's done as other students kind of stop and like put their hands to their mouths like, oh my goodness, what did you do? He kind
of walk over to him. Hey buddy, you okay?
He goes, I killed them. I killed them all. And he kind of he's just shaking.
When was the last time you went to sleep, dude?
He kind of looks, and you can see it's not prevalent on Dragonborns. They don't get bags under their eyes like normal humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see his eyes are very bloodshot. So he kind of looks at you and says, I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in a while, but I didn't think it was this bad.
I'm going to crouch down to his... Well, he's on his knees, right?
He's on his knees.
So he's probably taller than me. He's probably my height now while on his knees.
He's quite tall. And as he gets to his knees, he's about eye height with you. I'm
going to cast Suggestion on him.
All right. What is the save for that? Or is there a save?
There's a save. So it's a concentration spell that lasts up to 8 hours. He has to beat a wisdom saving throw of 15.
He rolled a 7.
All right.
So, what are you suggesting?
I am suggesting to him, you need to go to your sleeping quarters and get a nice long restful nap. Sleep is your greatest ally, and you can't do a lot of study if you aren't in the right sound of mind.
He kind of just nods to himself. He goes, I think I'm going to go to bed. And he gets up and he kind of slips in the pretzel mush and then just walks off into the day.
I'm going to mark down in my journal, one good deed for today.
Yes, traumatizing a dragonborn. A good deed.
In some sick, twisted way, it was a good... I am the good Samaritan today.
Okay. But he leaves. The other students kind of look... They kind of just, like, take their little wands and kind of poke the mush, seeing if it would react again.
I'll say to them, that's called mental health. Self-care.
They just kind of nod. You can see that they also have bags under their eyes there. You get the idea that this academy kind of runs them ragged.
Maybe you guys should all get some sleep.
They all kind of look and kind of shrug and nod to each other and then go about their business.
Oh, these poor students, dear gods. I wonder if Mars is having any better luck than I am.
Mars, you entered the chamber.
Was there a point to that?
Huh?
Was there a point to that, or did you just fuck with a random
Oh,
NPC?
I just wanted to fuck with a random guy.
Okay, so Mars, you're in a small little antechamber. It's lit by candles and these strange glowing orbs that kind of float in the air, just orbiting each other very slowly. But the room is yours. The woman who escorted you in is standing outside. She just seems to be keeping an eye on you at this point, making sure you don't do anything out of the ordinary. But the room is yours. If you'd like to do some research, you can. Is there anything in particular you want to look up? Like, I know it's a general undead, but is there anything particular you'd like to look up?
Probably sentient
Maybe, potentially,
undead.
Yeah, looking up stuff like maybe if there's books on anything with like in-depth studies on living skeletons.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me as you peruse the books and just to see how long it'll take you.
Investigation. Okay, that's a +1. Ah, shoot.
While this is all happening, I'm just gonna take are there benches or seats or a place where I can sit down?
Yes, there are strewn about. There are nice little sitting arrangements with these glowing orbs that emit. It feels like daylight, which I don't know if you'd even feel the heat. I guess you
Probably
would.
not.
Yeah.
On my marrow.
On your marrow, yes.
I'll just take a seat, pull out my lyre, which is like a little handheld harp, and I'm just gonna start strumming the chords.
Okay.
I'll start just playing.
Okay. As people walk by, they kind of nod to you. A few people flick a coin in your direction.
Oh, much obliged. What kind of coin is it? Is it copper, silver,
or
gold?
It's a copper.
Okay.
Piece.
And I got a 10 on my roll,
10?
just so you know.
Okay. So for the first 20 minutes, you just genuinely peruse the spines of the books, just going over them, reading the names, seeing if anything jumps out. After about 10 minutes of this, you eventually stumble across a book called The Fantastic Journey. It kind of stands out to you because the binding is just this large leather black book with a skull. You kind of absentmindedly pick it off the shelf and you open it. And it is what seems to be a journal entry about a person who was once alive, who was transformed into an undead and retained their sentience. And the journal, as you read it, it just goes over. They're kind of confused how it happened to them. They're not sure what exactly happened. But you get from the gist of it that most undead do not retain their sentience. Once they are converted, they are just husks, shells of their former selves. Usually under the control of necromancers, liches, so on and so forth. Vampires.
Which are also undead, remarkably, which is funny.
Yes.
But Mars would know stuff like that. So let's skip to the last chapter, see if there's any information.
As you kind of thumb through the last chapter, he says in his final journal entry that he has stumbled across a man who has been experimenting in the past on creating sentient undead, trying to make a skeleton retain their information. And he says he tracked him down, and he has a location, but he doesn't go into detail about the location. He doesn't go into detail about the name, but he does say that there's someone experimenting on people. Oh, drop my USB drive.
Oh, well, this is great.
You can also look for other books, too.
Does this book have a name on who wrote it? Can I ask the lady outside if she knows who he is?
Yes. As you kind of go out, she kind of looks and says, she kind of looks at the book and says, "Oh, the Fantastic Journey." And she kind of scratches her chin and goes, "If I recall, that was written by Sin Vicna."
Sin Vicna?
Yes. SIN space VICNA. Sin Vicna.
Sounds a lot like Vecna.
All right. Well, this is already a pretty big lead into what we're looking into. Do you know if whoever wrote this is still around, or
she kind of looks and says,
they might be?
It was written fairly recently and mass-produced by a mage who stumbled across it. The mage himself, I'm not sure where he lives now, but he might know more about the author, seeing as he found the journal.
And who is this mage?
She kind of shrugs and says, the original author was credited for the work. This mage wished to remain anonymous.
Oh, damn.
He was just the publisher, I guess.
It's more of he found it and decided he wanted to publish it, but rather than give his own name, he just left it to the original author.
Like a publisher.
Yeah, like a publisher, but you'd think he'd want his name to be known, so it is a little odd that he doesn't want his information out there.
Weird.
But she goes, well, if you're looking for more information, you can always talk to, if you can get a meeting, Jameson Holly. He's the head mage. He runs the city, or the mage district of the city. If I recall, he approved the publishing, so he might know more about the creditor.
We'll have to look into getting a meeting with him then, because it's vital that we find whoever wrote this journal.
Okay.
I'm outside singing.
And can I look around just a little bit more, see if I find anything else that could be of use?
Yes. As you look around, you kind of pull books from the shelves, and some of them you've read before, seeing as you know a fair bit about undead. But a few of them catch your eye, like one about a necromancer who accidentally created a sentient undead. It was a complete accident. He was just trying to create a normal skeleton, and he inadvertently the person came back with their memories and rebelled against him. He goes into detail about how this was a fluke, and he doesn't believe it could be replicated, which you know is false. So,
sheer dumb luck.
For him, it seems like it may have just been a fluke, like you said, sheer dumb luck. Or there could be more to it. If there's something maybe about the person or something about the ritual itself, it's up in the air.
Alright, guess I'll head back off
I am strumming my lyre, singing. Just...
Give me a performance check to see if anybody stops by and sings with you.
Ooh. I got a 18.
18. Your singing is very well. It's very competent. A few people stop by, and they kind of... a young man kind of sits next to you and just kind of strums through his book as you're singing next to him.
Yeah, I'm just singing. I'm like, there used to be a great tower alone by the sea.
You see him visibly vomit. No. He doesn't sing along, but he hums along to it. And after maybe 10 minutes, eventually you see your compatriot Mars emerge and make his way towards you.
Ah, yes, Mars. How goes it? Find anything interesting?
I at least found evidence that whatever the situation is, it has happened before.
Okay. Huh.
I also found a journal written by somebody in your situation, and he says he found out somebody was experimenting on people, trying to make more of you.
More of me. Huh. Fascinating. They wouldn't happen to be in town, would they?
No.
Damn it.
I got the name. It's the guy who wrote the journal is named Sin Vikna.
Do I recognize
but it was
that
published by a...
Make a history check.
Ooh, I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. Sin Vikna, the name reaches into the back of your skull and pulls out a memory. You remember reading a long time ago about an adventurer named Sin Vikna. He was an explorer and an archaeologist. He would travel the world just plundering tombs, gathering things from museums, stuff like that. And then one day he just kind of vanished. And just after he went to a tomb and was never seen again and was just presumed to be dead. You get the idea that the names are similar and he might be the same person, but you can't gather if... You're not 100% sure, but it does seem like the same name.
Fascinating. Maybe we should... Well, we have a lead.
Yeah. Currently our lead, though, is trapped behind a couple layers of bureaucracy. We need to get a meeting with this, what was the name of the Grand Mage in charge of the publishing?
Jameson Hawley.
We need to get a meeting with this Jameson Hawley guy. He's the one publishing the book, and he's the only one who would probably know who the mage is that found the journal.
A publisher with the first name of Jameson. Fascinating. Maybe we should bring some pictures of some sort of arachnid.
I have no idea what you're going at.
J. Jonah Jameson, publisher of the
yes.
Daily Bugle. I'm going to lean down to the man that was sitting next to me while I was playing. Does he look rather tired?
He's a little more wide-eyed. It looks like he might be strung out on just general unsleep.
Caffeine?
Maybe a little bit of caffeine.
I'm gonna slow. I said, you really shouldn't be doing that to yourself. A nice sleep is always useful. You really shouldn't be pushing yourself to these lengths. Oftentimes people tend to hallucinate when strung out on lack of sleep. As I'm going to slowly kind of lower my mask, revealing just my skeleton eyes, and putting the mask back over completely.
Make an intimidation check.
18.
He you see his eyes just kind of go wide as you see his head kind of start to swivel, and he just kind of faints right there.
oh no. I'll put a bookmark in his book and kind of close it.
he kind of slumps forward, and eventually you can hear him lightly snoring as he seems to have he fainted into unconsciousness.
I'm gonna turn to Mars. Fainting is sleeping. It's like the same thing, right?
For these people, I'm probably going to just say yes.
All right. We should probably head out. This place is so interesting. It's a town within a town that's completely a library. Oh, it's like a college town. I get it now.
Okay.
Welcome up to the rest of us.
Yeah, academia ceases to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me. That's the term, yes. I guess we'll just leave.
I liked it better with ceases.
Ceases to amaze me.
Just like...
I have taken my fill.
Yeah, that Octavian is just absolutely not educated because he doesn't care.
Just doesn't care. Wow, I feel nothing. Yes, I guess we'll leave. So I just remembered something. I have the by popular demand feature from my background, which means as long as I perform at a place, I can get free room and board.
Okay.
So we already paid the guy, but whenever we go back to our inn, I will maybe ask to see if he would like to have some in-house entertainment.
Okay, that can be arranged.
Oh, and how much coin did Octavian make from all the tips?
From the tips, maybe 5 or 6 copper. 6 copper, not much. It seems like these students don't carry a lot of money. Yeah, they're kind of. You might even get more money in the slums.
I am going to stick a copper piece in my mouth. Can I taste it?
You wouldn't have a tongue, so
yeah, you
kind of just bite it, and that's about it.
I still don't have any taste. You know what it's like, Mars? Not being able to indulge yourself in the finer things of living, such as taste, and the sensation of eating and drinking.
No.
It's such a difficult life it is to live, or unlife, as one would say. Oh. So, Mars, I was also considering something.
What would that be?
Hear me out. Hear me out. You and I are reputable members of society. You know, heroes, as one would say. And I think that this town, this city rather, like every other, has hooligans and ne'er-do-wells. How about we maybe try to improve the situation? I'm not saying kill anyone. I'm just saying maybe like set some people straight.
You honestly, buddy, old friend of mine.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that after all we've done to keep Mars gestures at Octavian's like entirety with his hands, this hidden from people, do you have a good idea to draw attention to yourself?
We can act from the shadows. Vigilantes in the night.
I am a 9'5", 400-pound elephant man.
They'll never see you coming.
Stealth isn't exactly something I'm good at, Octavian.
Well,
you know this.
But it's the element of surprise.
Something that I'm totally going to be good at, considering my massive amounts of clanging metal attached to my body.
One thing they don't teach you in the arcane arts, or in the what is it called? The outer planes, or inner planes rather, is one of the elemental planes. There's fire, air, earth, water, and surprise. And we have it in spades, my friend. We'll swoop in. Maybe we'll find an old woman being mugged in an alleyway, and we'll swoop in and defend her honor, saving her belongings, I guess, and setting the evildoers, right, telling them maybe you should be looking for better means of, you know, employment, and if we're lucky, we'll slowly get roped into a large syndicate, and then being able to infiltrate an entire crime den, and then turn it on its heels.
Look, man, if bulletin board of like odd jobs or requests that need to be done, I'm cool with that. But not gonna, I'm not gonna let you just go out there and actively look for trouble.
Fine.
Considering your situation and that you are, in fact, he leans in and just whispers, undead.
Yeah,
technically.
But they don't need to know that I'm undead. But if I did, what if it was like, I make a name for myself. The Midnight Skeleton. He'll come and he'll beat you up if you're being bad.
But the issue is, undead don't have very good reputations.
Yeah,
especially
one that.
And the thing is, you're traveling with a known family, with a member of a known undead hunting family.
I'm gonna remove my mask and very quickly cast minor illusion onto my face, making it appear like a human face, like my old face, and be like, "See, I can blend in. It's fine."
Look, if this gets out, I could get cast out of my family. I do not trust that my father will even give me the opportunity to explain to him why I was protecting an undead.
I guess.
You two are walking as this is happening?
You met me.
Just talking and walking.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, I'm
Mars.
So it's not like out loud.
Mars, but I want to be a hero, like in the songs that I sing. In life when I was still alive. Remember the adventures we used to go on? The grand escapades. The marvelous.
Well, the problem is now, though,
that
if you get found out, there is a very good chance that I will have to fight off my family from trying to kill you. And I would rather avoid that. You've met my parents.
I've met your parents.
They are not
very lovely individuals.
Merciful. They maybe to guess, but they are not merciful when it comes to rowdy children.
I'm gonna just put my mask on, and I am deformed, and I am ugly.
You're not deformed. You're just missing your skin.
And all my organs and other things crucial to being alive. And then I said that a little loud. Metaphorically speaking, I'm quite depressed as an individual.
In all honesty, your skeleton looks very normal and healthy.
Well, I polish it daily.
Oh, good for you.
These are the most pristine bones you'll ever see. I believe it's almost lunchtime, and I think you're probably quite hungry, being who you are. Would you like to get something to eat? Maybe see if we can find a nice restaurant on the edge of town, so we can get a nice view of the sky, I guess.
Octavian.
Yes.
Not near the edge, please.
Oh, that's right. You have a fear of heights. I'm gonna start.
If Loxodons were meant to fly, we'd have wings.
I'm gonna start jumping up and down like I'm on an elevator and being like, "It'd be a shame if the city were to just fall from the sky all of a sudden."
And with Mars that, just the ground starts to shake. No, I'm joking. The ground starts to shake, and you see this little door pop open, and you see a gnomish gentleman covered in grease kind of climb out, coughing up what looks like ash.
Oh, God, what's wrong with him?
He just kind of dusts himself off as 3 more gnomes come up behind him. They shut the hatch and walk off into the distance.
God. Well, what should we do now? Mars, maybe we should...
Where did those gnomes come out
A
of?
hatch in the ground.
You watch the hatch popped open. They climbed out, shut the hatch, and walked off.
Okay, that was weird.
I guess the city is flying because of magical means. Actually, I know what I need to purchase. I'm gonna walk up to an individual, just or some random passerby.
Okay. You see an old woman kind of walking along with her cane. She kind of stops as you approach, and she goes, "What can I help you with?"
I'm gonna look up at the sun. Good noon, madam. I am I'm new in town. Me and my friend here are new in town, and I was wondering, did you have any metaphysical stores or any place I could procure maybe some Taroka cards?
She kind of adjusts her glasses, and she just kind of goes, "What?"
Fortune-telling cards.
She kind of nods and says, "If you want that, check the night market."
The night market. Oh, you hear that, Mars? A market for nights.
She looks at you and says, "Are you trying to mug me?"
Oh no, of course not, ma'am. I would never do anything of the
You
sort.
watch as she pulls out of her. She pulls her cane apart, and it's a sword.
Ooh, that looks sharp.
And she kind of holds it up to you, and you can tell she's a little hard of hearing.
I said, ma'am, that looks rather sharp.
She just kind of gently pokes you with it, slides it back into her cane, and walks off.
Wow, what a crazy individual. I like it here, Mars. These people are fun. She said something about a night market, so I'm assuming it's a market only for nights.
I'm pretty sure that means a market that is only open at night.
Oh, I don't know.
Or in other words, or potentially, it's just another word for a black market.
Yes. Maybe like we need a membership to get into it.
You can ask around for more information.
I'll go up to I'm gonna walk into the nearest store front.
Okay, you walk into a nice little hat shop. There's a halfling gentleman sitting behind it. He kind of sees you and he goes, "Oh, a customer. How can I help you?"
Oh my gosh, I was unaware this was a hat shop. I will be purchasing some of your wares, but as also, I was wondering, I'm going to lean into the table, into the desk, or the counter rather. Yes, I wanted to know if I could have some information about a specific night market. I was made aware there was a market specifically for nights.
He goes, "Oh, the night market."
Yes.
It's not called that for nights. It's just because it's always dark.
Oh.
It's located in the bowels of the city.
Is it a seedy thing, or is it just like location?
It can be seedy in certain parts, but the main market is traveled by all kinds of citizens.
Oh, okay.
It is guarded, too. The guards make patrols down there. But there are parts of it that you might want to avoid if you don't want to get into a fight.
I think that should be fine. I'm rather scrappy myself.
There are certain areas where the gangs run everything.
Ooh. I like the way this night market sounds. Thank you very much. I'm going to peruse some of your wares here. What kind of hats do I see?
You see top hats, bowlers, fedoras. What looks like those, stereotypical wizard hats with the stars on them.
Ooh. Oh, yes. Okay, so, are there any of those, going to the beach sun hats?
Going to the beach? Yeah, easily enough you could find one.
Okay, I'd like to get one of those, a top hat, and then one of the wizard hats with the stars on it.
Okay. For all 3, that'll run you about a silver piece.
Ah, yes. Excellent. Here you are, sir. I'll hand him a gold. Thank you for your time.
You see
your wonderful wares.
He takes it and he just smiles at you and says, "Anytime. I always have time for customers."
Oh, of course.
Especially ones with such great taste. And he kind of gestures to the wizard hat.
Yes. All right, so I have a star pattern wizard hat. I also have a Star pattern wizard hat. I have a top hat. Top hat. I'm going to walk out of the. So I have a disguise kit. So I'm going to put a little mustache on my mask and come out of the store with a with the top hat on.
Okay.
Yes. Hello, good Gerald. Oh yes, but. Mr. Mars, was it? Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Your friend Octavian told me much about you.
Do I need to roll something?
No,
for
you
this?
can easily tell it's just Octavian with a little mustache drawn on his mask. But you can play along if you'd like.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Mars just mutters to himself. I'm really glad some things don't change.
Yes. Pip pip cheerio. Your friend said he'd meet us at the night mark. Oh, I asked if it was real, but he never actually told me where it was.
You did kind of avoid that. You can go back
Yes.
in there. Yes.
Hello, good sir. I am a completely different individual as to the one who previously bought said hat. I was wondering on if you could tell me where the location of said night market is located here in the city.
You kind of see him look at you and goes, another new customer. 2 in one
Yes.
day.
Yes, I actually do have proficiency. I have advantage in deception checks when I'm trying to pose as someone else.
If you'd like to make a deception check, you can.
Oh, yes.
Mars is just sitting inside the door frame, just trying not to laugh.
So, I rolled a 3. However, with my, I have something known as silver tongue, which whenever I make charisma deception checks, if I roll anything 9 or lower, it is automatically treated as a 10, and I have a plus 10, so I got an unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yes.
So, he kind of, at first he kind of squints his eyes at you, adjusts his little glasses, and then goes, "Oh, wait, of course, you are a new customer."
Of course, yes.
He goes, "Well, the night market, I don't go there myself, a little seedy if you ask me, but it is well guarded."
I enjoy gardening, it's fine.
He says, "Well, it's a little hard to get to. You have to go to the edge of the city,
Oh, yes.
go down the scaffolding to the Bowels,
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
and then from the Bowels, you can find your way there. The people there are nice enough. Just avoid the gangs."
Good to know. Thank you, sir. I am so glad you could tell me about that. I will be leaving you. Goodbye.
Please tell me that guy didn't say that the entrance is on the side of the city.
He said it is exactly on the side of the city, and we're going to have to take scaffolding that is located on said side, going down into the bowels of the city. Oh. It sounds horrendous.
Mars has just had his head in his hands this entire time.
If you don't want to go, you don't have to. I'll go by myself.
No, I'm not going to let you walk into a seedy marketplace. What if you get, kidnapped and sold for...
Oh, I hope they do. Kidnap me.
Sold to some creep.
But could you imagine? Could you imagine they kidnap someone they think is a person? They go turn around, turn back, and it's, a skeleton looking back at
Their
them. And
conscience
I'm like,
wouldn't survive.
I'd be like, what were you expect? What? Something wrong? Maybe those drugs you were taking were a little bit too strong, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so let's go down to the night. Oh, well, it's noon right now. Maybe we should wait. You know what? Let's go back to the tavern. I'll perform a little bit, maybe make some money, bring in some revenue, and then we can go down. Well, I don't know if you'd pay us per se. I mean, we would be, I don't know. But, and then in the evening, we can go down to the night market and see what happens. Sounds fun, right?
Yeah.
Well then, come, old chap. Let's make haste. I'll kind of pinch the edges of my mustache. Yes. Yes.
Okay. You guys make your way out of the little hat shop down what is somewhat of a main thoroughfare. There's a few stalls and a few stores around. It takes you about 20 minutes to walk to the edge of the city. And as you get closer, the wind starts to pick up. It's not a gust of wind, but you can feel it in the air. And as you get closer and closer to the edge,
we're not going to the edge. We're going to the
the tavern. Yeah. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, because we're going to the night shop at night.
Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
That's fine.
So you're headed to the tavern.
Yes.
As you walk in, it's about lunchtime, so you see Isaac handing out plates of food, and you see that same old woman that brandished her sword, kind of sitting behind the bar, just half asleep, just kind of every now and then jutting herself awake, and then slowly drifting back off to sleep.
I will move next to her, still brandishing the top hat and the mustache. I will not be wearing the mask, though. I'm going to make my face look like normal Octavian, but with a big poofy mustache.
Okay.
Yes. Hello, ma'am.
You see her kind of jolt awake as she grabs her cane and starts swinging it around randomly.
Madam, please calm thyself.
She kind of... Are you talking to her telepathically?
No, I'm talking to her normally.
She kind of stops and looks at you and says... She kind of shakes her head and says, "What do you want? I told you where to get the night market."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a completely different individual, ma'am.
Oh,
I don't know who you were talking about previously.
Make a deception check.
Cool.
It doesn't matter.
That is a 22.
She rolled a natural 1.
Cool.
She goes, I've never seen you before. What do you want?
I was merely just saying I merely walked into this tavern and was completely and utterly taken back by such a beautiful specimen I'd never seen before.
She just kind of squints her eyes at you and says, "What's your angle?"
Nothing. By any chance, do you speak Elvish?
She kind of looks and says, "I do not."
Well, allow me to tell you that you are. And I'm going to call her an ugly bitch in Elvish.
Okay.
Yes.
She kind of looking and says, "I have no idea what you said to me."
I merely called you the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A mere moonlight lily, as one would say, in Elvish.
She kind of scratches her chin.
My God.
She's like, "Are you trying to be my third husband?"
No, I'm not trying to be a third husband. I was just merely wanting to give you a compliment. Now I do have to be going. I have some other things to get to. I'm going to kind of turn around, place the mask back on, remove the mustache, and turn to the barkeep.
He kind of smiles as you approach. He goes, "Ah, how can I help you?"
Yes, I was... You, what was your name again? Your name is,
Isaac.
Isaac, yes. I know we've been staying here for a while, but I was unaware. I don't think you realize that I, my friend, am a bard of sorts. Quite the entertainer, rather. And if you'd have me, I could perform some entertainment here, bring in some new people, maybe rise up the thoroughfare, bring some people in, make some money.
He kind of looks at you and says, "That could be arranged. We are a little slow today. If you'd like, I can have the stage set up for you."
Oh, yes, please.
He goes, "After lunch, I'll see to it. Why don't you enjoy some of the food while I set it up?"
Oh, I wish I could, my friend. But I'm currently on a diet and cannot partake of any physical food whatsoever.
He kind of slaps his gut and says, he goes, "I'm on a diet too."
Ah, I can tell. I will be leaving you. Hopefully that stage will be set up soon. Hey, Mars, what do you want to eat? I've got 6 copper pieces, and I'm willing to spend all of them on whatever you want.
All right, what is there?
I don't know what. I'll look at the menu. What does he have?
He kind of slides a little paper menu. It's got a couple grease stains on it. Looks like it's well traveled. The list is simple: soups and sandwiches, all the way to the more expensive whole chicken, whole turkey, meant for groups, but it can be purchased for individuals if you'd like.
Just some soups, then.
1 bowl of soup, my good friend.
He kind of nods, and after a few minutes, he comes back with a bowl of chicken and nochi.
Oh, wow. Very fancy.
Ooh.
He goes, I make it fresh every morning with my mom, and he points to the old woman.
The woman with the cane?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
She stabbed her cane sword at Octavian earlier today.
You see him kind of shrug and says, she can be a little ornery.
It was no matter. It was fine. Merely got me between the ribs.
He goes, well, I apologize, but just try and steer clear of her on any day that ends with a Y.
That's every day.
So, after after a few minutes eating your soup and just kind of relaxing, eventually Isaac comes back and says, the stage is all set up, and he kind of points over.
Marvelous!
You see this nice little dimly lit corner, a little raised stand where the floor looks a little warped. There's what looks like some instruments kind of strewn in the back for anyone who wishes to perform. But he says, it's all yours. The crowd is waiting, and he kind of gestures over. You see a couple, maybe 3 or 4 greased up workers kind of absent-mindedly eating food, not really paying attention.
Well, I will pull out my lyre and sit down on the little stool.
As you start singing in the arms of the angel.
Good afternoon, everyone.
You see a couple of them look up and just kind of nod in your direction as they go back to shoveling food in their mouth.
Yes. We'll crack my bones and begin to strum the lyre and be like, what songs? Any requests?
One of them kind of shouts, something to eat too.
Something to eat too. All right. Oh, I know a perfect song.
Da-na-na-na. Oh, baby, baby.
I know the perfect song. This song I like to call the ultimate sandwich.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Wow.
You watch as, at first, they're not paying attention. But as you start to get into the song and pour your heart into it, you watch as they kind of, mouths kind of agape, just kind of stare at you. Maybe they haven't heard this nice of a performance in a while.
Do you want me to start singing like the beginning parts?
You don't have to. You can if you
I'd like it.
Then go ahead.
5 feet high and 3 feet wide. No one's ever eaten the whole thing and survived. It comes with a bucket of ranch on the side. It's the ultimate sandwich. Oh, dear God, the ultimate sandwich. Oh, shit. Its taste could drive a lesser man insane. Served on whole bread made of 30,000 separate grains. It was made by a demon in his kitchen of pain. It's the ultimate sandwich. The ultimate sandwich. It's a shit ton of chicken on a dickload of ham, an explosion of clams, top that fucker with yams. Now just add a panther, bear meat, and duck. It's the only sandwich that I'd like to fuck. I mean eat. What? The ultimate sandwich uses weapon-grade ham to awaken your passions, make you feel like a man. It's as dense as an anvil and as big as a raft. The sun-dried tomatoes grip the sides of my shaft. Topped with man's hottest peppers on the world's coldest guts. It's time to get sexy, no ifs, ands, or buts. As I thrust deep inside, bacon grazes my nuts. It's the ultimate sandwich, oh tits, the ultimate sandwich, hot balls. The legend of lunches, the lord of buffets. I could slam it for days. It sets my patties ablaze. It's time to stuff my stuff in its stuffing. Mars, for practice, I nailed your blueberry muffins. But not the ones that you regularly eat. Okay, yes, I fuck those muffins too.
Oh my god.
What, are you gonna judge me?
Mars is just trying.
You gonna
Mars is just pretending he doesn't know Octavian now.
You gonna judge me? You gonna be a judgy Jason about it?
You see the crowd, visible confusion, before the four of them burst into applause. Some of them standing up, one of them taking his chicken and hucking at the stage.
Yes. Does it have a bite out of it?
It has a bite out of it.
Oh, ew! I appreciate the massive. I'm without words. I'll just take a deep bow. Thank you all. I'm so glad I could perform. I will be back in merely another moment. I merely have to wet my whistle, as one would say.
Okay.
I'll get a glass of water.
Easily enough, Isaac produces a glass of water from behind the counter. And he goes, that
Thank
was
you.
incredible. How often do you perform?
Oh, I perform every day. I'm performing right now.
He goes, oh.
I am in a perpetual state of performing. My life is a lie. Everything I do is an act.
He just kind of looks at you and says, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I don't know either. I'm going to do the whole thing where I kind of turn myself sideways to him and pour the drink behind me, but make it look like it's going into my mouth.
Okay, easily enough.
Ah, delicious.
Make a sleight of hand check.
22.
22. You take it and just kind of pour it over your shoulder onto the floor. No one seems to notice.
Ah, what a delicious, refreshing glass of water. I probably should do an encore. Mars, are you finished yet? Are you done eating?
I've been done.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this evening when we return, I can do another performance for you.
Because that'd be great. It draws in the crowd. He kind of gestures, and you see
does.
it's down to 3 people. One of them seems to have left.
Oh. Well, I promise you, good sir, I will bring my A game this evening, and you'll have a line out the door. The most grandiose. The walls will give out for the sheer capacity of people that are inside.
Okay.
Come, Mars, we must make haste to the night market. I'm assuming it's still like afternoon, right?
It's only been about an hour, so it's about maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Icarus, no. What is your name? Ivan, no. Isaac, that's correct. Is the night market only open in the evening, or are some of the stalls like open all day?
He says, well, I've never been there, but I've heard that it's open 24/7.
Oh, well.
It's called the night market just because it's always dark.
Oh. Well, Mars, we could probably go right now, get it out of the way.
Go get it out of the way.
Okay. Ivanhoe, we'll be leaving.
He kind of says, you're always welcome here. Free room and board.
Yes, thank you, my friend. Come, Mars, we must make haste. I must purchase my things I need.
As you exit, you do see one of the gentlemen who was in the tavern. He's kind of stopped what look like passerbys. He's just very loudly exclaiming, he talked about fucking a sandwich.
I did, good sir.
They kind of look to you. The woman kind of puts her hand to her mouth like, oh my goodness. The guy just kind of gives you a thumbs up.
Yes, he knows what's up. He knows what the special sauce is. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Okay.
While we're walking, I'm going to be. You said the tavern's name was the Silent Lamb.
Let me look. I know my mouse is gone. Hold on. It's the Quiet Lamb.
The Quiet Lamb. While we're walking, I'm going to be yelling out into the passerbys. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. This evening, as ironically performing at the Quiet Land will be one of the most boisterous and immaculate performances you could ever see. by the Grand Bard Octavian Starfeller. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't, but tonight you'll get to meet him and see him in person. The greatest bard that has ever lived.
Give me a persuasion check.
That is a unnatural 20.
Okay.
Because of my can't roll below a 20.
Yes.
In persuasion.
Okay. So, as you're walking and shouting this, you do see some people kind of look to you, kind of gently nod. A few people kind of throw their arms up and cheer. You're getting the message across.
Glorious! Glorious!
Okay.
Immediately after that conversation about not drawing attention to yourself.
Ah, yes. The greatest. They don't know I'm undead, Mars. They just know that I'm the greatest bard that's ever lived.
Okay.
Whatever makes you happy, man.
My wondrous companion, my robust and large comrade in arms, Mars. What was your last name again, Mars? I can't quite remember.
Graveweaver.
Graveweaver, that's right, Graveweaver. Oh, dark. Well, Mars, maybe you can perform with me as my assistant. Yes, maybe we'll do a magic act this evening. Huh? Right?
Do what makes skeletons dance next to you?
Oh, you think I don't actually know if I have any of those. I don't think I have any spells that powerful. Well, no matter. So yeah, I guess we go down to the
Okay. So, you guys begin making your journey to the edge of the city. It takes about 20 minutes. It's quite a large distance to travel. But as you get closer, the wind does pick up slightly. You do notice, however, there are people ahead of you on the railing of the city, or the railing of the edge, just kind of absent-mindedly leaning. It doesn't seem like the wind is affecting them. And as you get closer, the wind actually stops. And you see this faintly glowing barrier rising from the top of the railing up above the rooftops.
Oh, that's cool.
You can see that the people are unaffected by the wind. It seems this is some... Obviously, if it wasn't there, people might get blown off the edge or just sucked off into the distance.
Yeah.
But as you get close to the edge, you do get a good view of your surroundings. You are... It seems you're a little lower in altitude, maybe. Today, the city is flying a little lower. So you can see below, you can see green fields, a couple structures dotting the landscape. Can't make out any figures or anything like that, but you're quite high up, but at the same time, not as high as the city can go.
Mars is definitely not looking in that direction, though.
Mars.
If there's a wall nearby, his face is pressed to it.
I'll be looking down. Wow, Mars. Wow. A fall from this height would just obliterate us. Kill us instantly.
Oh, it would definitely obliterate you if you don't stop talking.
Oh. Well, come on, friend. Let's. Do you want me to hold your hand?
Mars puts his hand on his shoulder. Just keep me away from the edge, please.
Would you mind if I maybe do something?
Like what?
Let's see if... I could maybe cast some of my magic to help calm you down.
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Let's just get this. Which way to the night market?
Yeah, I guess we just follow the scaffolding, I guess.
Okay. You follow along the railing for a while until eventually you see jutting out from the side what looks like a sturdy metal staircase that descends down to the side of the city. As you approach it, it looks structurally sound, and as you get on it, it doesn't shake or rattle. It easily enough supports your weight. And you see it goes down to maybe 10 feet, and then turns into what looks like an alcove that goes into the city, the side of the city itself.
I guess it's in here.
All right.
Oh, head inside. Do I see the night? The night market.
Okay. You look inside. Do either of you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
It is pitch black. It looks like there's no light emanating from inside this particular tunnel.
I can't see anything. This must be the night market. Need torches? Can't you cast light, Mars?
I don't think so.
Neither one of us have the light cantrip.
Oh, I can do Sacred Flame.
That's that's more of like an.
Oh wait, no, that's not the one That's not the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
I remember looking at this.
I have a candle. I guess I'll take a candle out and light it.
Okay. It gives off a faint glow. And the flame just kind of dances in your hand. And as you proceed down, it illuminates the hallway fairly well. You can't see too far ahead of you. And after a certain distance, the light from the back of the tunnel just kind of fades off, and you're just left with your candle only.
It's dark in here. Can't see anything.
After maybe 10 minutes of just straight walking down this featureless hallway, no doors, no pipes, no nothing, just this featureless hallway, eventually you can see a bit of light ahead.
Oh, thank goodness.
And as you get closer, you eventually come to another railing and another staircase down, and below you is just this large expanse of glowing tents and structures just dotting around.
There's a lot of inner cities within this city, I've noticed. Come, Mars, let's... I wonder all the great things they probably have down here. I'll walk up to it, anyone I can find.
Okay. As you descend the staircase, you see a couple just kind of absentmindedly chatting to one another. As you approach, they kind of stop and look at you.
Good evening, or afternoon, rather. I was wondering, could you point me in the direction of someone who sells, like, fortune-telling cards or things along those lines?
They kind of nod and they say, well, Sir Rupert might have something. He runs a stall just a little ways down the way. I believe he carries Taroka cards.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Good fellows. Come, Mars, I think we have our lead. We're looking for Prince Rupert, or Sir Rupert, what was his name?
Sir Rupert.
Sir Rupert, yes. I guess I'll start looking. Do I need to do an investigation check?
You can make an investigation check to see how quickly you find him.
Yay! I got a 5.
A 5. You are dazzled by the lights, the crowds, the smells just wafting up from the tents.
Whoa.
Well, actually,
can I roll just to see?
Smell?
I don't know. Do I smell?
I don't know. And what did you say?
I was gonna ask if, because I rolled a 14.
Oh, with a 14, you watch as Octavian gets a little sidetracked and starts to kind of wander away, and you kind of put your arm on his shoulder and guide him back in the path. And after a few minutes, you eventually come to this small purple tent, and you can see a faint glow inside, and above it, in little lettering that kind of just floats there, is Sir Rupert's Magic Emporium.
It's an actual structure, not a tent?
No, it's a tent. The words are just kind of floating, and as you approach, you can see the words are two-dimensional and just kind of hover in one spot.
Ah. Hello? Is anyone here? I'm looking for a Rupert.
As you enter, you see this little old man kind of half asleep at his desk, just rocking back and forth.
Hello?
He kind of...
I'll knock on the desk.
He watches his eyes open. He goes, customers, how can I help you?
Hello, yes. I'm looking for a fortune-telling deck, like a Taroka deck of cards.
He just kind of nods, and you watch as he produces three packs of Taroka cards, just seemingly out of his sleeves, and he sets them on the table.
My, impressive. Are they all, like, distinctly unique?
Yes.
Like, color-wise?
The back of the cards look to have this gallant knight fighting a dragon. The other one looks like a woman kind of serenading a crowd. And then the third cards, they have the back, just looks like a skull face.
Oh, I'll take the skull one, thank you.
He goes, that'll be 10 silver.
10 silver, my. Well, let's see. 10 silver. How is 1 gold piece sound?
He goes, that would be equivalent.
Do you have a lantern that I could possibly procure as well?
You see him kind of turn it, and he doesn't do anything. He just turns around, and then he faces you once again, and he's just holding a nice little green lantern.
Ooh. With the gold I've given you for the deck, could I also have the lantern thrown in there with no additional cost?
He kind of smiles and says that can be arranged. He kind of gently sets it down. And he goes, but if you want the oil, that'll be 5 silver.
I'll just take the lantern, thank you.
Okay. You now have a deck of skull Taroka cards and a nice little green lantern.
Excellent. Marvelous. A green lantern. All right. Oh. Mars, is there anything you want to purchase down here while we're here?
You know, I'm not a fan of the fortune-telling side of this.
You're not a fan of it?
Reminds me too much of my my mother.
Oh, does she fortune tell? I wasn't aware.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Mostly the fortune telling with the cards, to be honest.
I mean, I just
don't particularly doing it.
It's understandable. So is it a hooded lantern or a bullseye lantern?
It's a bullseye lantern.
Okay.
As you both exit the tent, you see that there's a small crowd gathered across this little stage just a little ways away from you.
Uh-huh.
You see what looks like a gnomish gentleman. Kind of not... He looks like he's proclamating to the crowd. And they seem to be... He has their ears. And as you get closer, you can see him. He's basically shouting, stay away from engine room 3. He goes, it's been locked off by order of Edmund Kalara.
Edmund Kalara. All right.
Anyone who's caught trespassing will be prosecuted, and anyone who delves too deep will most likely be dead.
What's wrong with the engine room? I'll say over the crowd.
The crowd kind of looks and nods, like, yeah, what's wrong with the engine room? He goes, it's nothing to be alarmed. It's under quarantine for now.
Quarantine? Is it a disease?
You see some people start to chime up, disease, and they start to get a little panicked. He goes, no, it's not a disease. It's just a monster found its way in there, that's all.
Oh, wow. That's better.
Because there's no sickness, nothing to worry about. It's just a monster. We'll have it.
A monster, you say? Ha ha ha!
The crowd kind of parts as you kind of walk towards him.
Mars, I found it. I found our means to claim some glory around this place. You, sir, are in the presence of two of the world's greatest adventurers and monster slayers. I, Octavian Starfeller, and my friend and comrade in arms, Mars Graveweaver.
You see the crowd kind of turn and just kind of like stare at you as the The gnomish gentleman, you can see him rubbing his temples, and he goes, I didn't realize I was in the presence of heroes.
Yes, Mars. I'm going to nudge Mars. Flourish, flourish. I'll start twirling my hands and flourishing. Ha 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 ha!
He shakes his head and says, let me guess. You wish to offer your services to us.
You are correct, good sir.
He goes, fine. Another set of adventurers.
Yes. Pose.
He goes. The crowd kind of. You see them talking amongst themselves, and he goes. He just lets out this really long sigh. He goes, just follow me.
Yay!
He turns and hops off the stage.
We did it, Mars. We did it.
Okay. So he leads you for about a 5-minute walk outside of the night market.
While we're walking, I'm going to take out the bullseye lantern.
Mm-hmm.
You think we could figure out a way to hang this from your tusks, Mars?
I should kind of gives Octavian a very, very irritated look. What part of... And he's whispering at this point. Well, not drawing attention. Didn't you understand?
Oh, we're not drawing attention. We're adventurers. It's our duty.
You screamed in front of a crowd. Our names.
Yeah.
And that... just Octavian. I don't...
Fine. They don't know I'm undead.
Do you understand subtlety?
I do. Like right now,
Yes,
being subtle.
But just screaming our names in front of people gives people the and making yourself known so openly.
It's polite.
People the opportunity to know you that.
Yeah.
Just.
It's fine, Mars. It's fine. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. If we're lucky, we'll be killed by the monster.
After about a 5-minute walk, eventually he leads you outside of the night market to what looks like a slummy area. You see shacks and ramshackle buildings, but the other people and kids just kind of minding their own business. A few kids are playing, looks like just stickball in the alley, knocking the ball as far as they can go.
Oh.
And as you walk,
Weird.
the gnome down goes, my name's Peter, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
And he kind of goes, yeah, back to you. And he goes, anyways, we're not quite sure what is infesting the engine room.
Oh.
We've sent a few teams down there to deal with it. No one's come back.
Oh, ooh.
Sounds
a little pickly.
The only reports we've gotten is that the ones who do come back have no memory of the situation. And to be honest, only one has come back. And he said, well, he didn't say much of anything. He's kind of comatose at the moment.
Oh, fuck. That sounds... Oof. That's... I don't like that. We're getting a little over our head. Well, lead us in the way, Peter. We'll handle this problem of yours, being how competent we are and, capable of doing our jobs.
Can I roll like an insight check to see if I recognize any monsters that might fit that description?
That might be history, actually, or Arcana.
It might be nature, because you're
Or
trying
nature.
in nature. If you'd like, you can make a check and then use your highest skill between nature, Arcana, history, whatever you feel would be the best.
Okay, well, all of those are +1, so
Ooh.
I got a 10.
A 10. You're familiar with some creatures in the world that can destroy memories or wind people up, make people comatose, but nothing catches your eye. You don't have enough information to go on. There's just too many variables.
All right. Is there any other information, or was that it, Peter?
He goes, well, we found a lot of corpses and gunk, but that's about it. We don't know much. It's only been a day or two since this thing, whatever it is, infested the engine room.
Logan, point of order. Could
Yes.
you make me the DJ for rhythm so
How
I
do
could
I do that?
so you're going to go into you're going to click let's see where it says the name of the server at the top.
Yeah.
Click that, go down to server settings, go down to members. Or sorry, roles, go down to roles.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to click the little plus line that says create role.
Create a role. Okay.
All right. Then you're going to see where it says role name.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put in DJ, like capital D, capital J.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to go down to, that should be it, actually. I might have to scroll down to click to create role. Do you see anything like that?
Yeah, I created it.
Okay, then you're going to go down to members. You're going to see where it says my name. You're going to click the plus button, and you're going to add the role.
DJ. Got it. Did it work?
Awesome. Let me check. So now I can change the... Yes, it did. So I can add the music as you talk.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
So like he says, like I said, we've only found... It's only been a few days. We haven't gotten any of the scientists out of their bed yet, or the mages roused from their towers. We've just got engineers reporting things and guards going missing. So we don't know much.
Mm.
And I'll be right back and get a drink. My throat is parched. Be right back.
Excellent. Let me just say, Lee, this is so much nicer than the other campaign we were playing in.
Yeah. It's just...
Leaps and bounds. Huh?
Already enjoying much more, because...
What? No, you were saying?
I was just saying that I'm liking this so much more, because just, like... The DM hasn't insulted us or our characters yet.
Yeah, and we've been able to play actual people.
Yeah.
Not been little puppets. Going to fill up.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
So, he leads you deeper into the bowels, past the slums, into what looks like just this mix mash of pipes and just darkened hallways. He eventually produces from his pocket a small glowing stone that he squeezes and emits this bright blue light that just kind of fills the area. He goes a little farther now.
Okay.
He continues leading you down until you hit a staircase. And as you descend, you can hear voices coming from up ahead. And eventually, as you reach the bottom, you see what looks like 5 or 6 guards, 2 or 3 engineers just kind of sitting around with a giant iron door sealed shut.
Oh.
And he says, engine room's beyond that door. And he kind of gestures, you see them nod. They go over and they turn the handle, and the door kind of depressurizes and releases as it swings open.
Oh.
And just a dark expanse beyond. I
can't smell, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he reaches into his pocket and he produces 2 more of those stones, and he goes, "They won't last long, but you'll need some light down there." And he gives you each one. So,
thank you, sir. We bought this lantern for nothing, it seems, unless they're going to want... You're going to want these back, right?
he goes, "They'll expire after about an hour."
Oh, well, that's fun. They're like glow sticks, but rocks. Yes. So I guess we'll head in, right? Mars?
Going in.
Yeah, we're going to go into here.
Okay. So the guards, you can see them they kind of look at you and say, "Good luck."
Oh, please. We make our own luck.
And you guys venture into the darkness.
So, he said, Mars, that something in here is making people forget.
Yep. I tried to think of anything that could have possibly been doing that, but like, he was incredibly vague.
He was
I can't really
incredibly vague.
think of anything.
Would I know that like magic that makes you forget is that charm magic? Is that enchantment?
It could be classified as enchantment.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my lyre, and I'm going to use my counter charm ability.
Okay.
So as an action, I can perform until the end of my next turn, during that time, you and your friendly creature within 30 feet, so it's going to be Mars, gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Okay.
Yeah. I
I need to put something down on my character sheet for that.
Nope, it's just we're going to have it for as long as I'm performing.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you guys venture deeper and deeper into the darkness.
I'll just start whistling a tune.
Okay. The walls kind of close in on you. It gets a little claustrophobic. Pipes and gears kind of turn and crank in your general area. Eventually, however, you do come to this large opening. And it looks like almost like a steam room. It's just, there's a gentle fog of steam kind of floating just above the ground. And it partially obscures your vision. But as you enter the room, you immediately step into something slimy, and you kind of catch yourself before you slip. And as you look down, you see just this, what looks like just gore from someone who's been eviscerated, just kind of lining the floor.
Oh, fun.
Eviscerated. Gore. I'll investigate the gore.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. Ooh. Whenever it's performing and stuff, I'm incredible. But when it comes to investigation, I got a 9.
9. You kind of lean down and kind of gently move some of the gore to see if you can ascertain what caused it. You do notice it's not claw marks. That's what you determined. It's not claw marks. But it was something serrated, something bladed that did this. But you can't be more specific than that.
Mars. It was something serrated. And it was something, Think. A creature that can make you forget, but also has serrated limbs. I'll do a nature check.
Or can use tools. Or can use serrated tools.
Or can use serrated tools. Good point. I'll do a nature check. Okay, I got a 15.
15. You're not familiar with anything that combines those two things, but your mind starts to drift. It can erase memories. It can cause problems like this. Something clicks in your head, and as it does, you hear a gentle sobbing coming from the right of you. And after a few tense moments, you see a figure kind of holding his sides, kind of dressed in the same guard armor you saw the others, kind of emerge from the mist, and he kind of sees you, and his eyes light up, and he runs over and he throws his hands on your shoulders.
Oh, hello?
You gotta get me out of here.
That's fine. Just run back the way we came.
He goes, no, you gotta take me out of here. And he kind of...
Why?
He goes,
Delay.
You notice kind of immediately there's a little bit of blood dripping from his eyes.
His eyes. I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. You kind of grab him, and you watch as the magic seeps into him. And how much do you heal him for?
I heal him for 6 points.
Okay.
I will say to him, "Don't be a bitch."
You see him kind of shake his head. He says, "Look, whatever this thing is, it made my friends turn against me." And he kind of points over to the gore.
Oh, so you cut them up.
He kind of looks and says, I didn't have a choice. They were going to kill me.
Well, then, my friend, it would seem we're dealing with someone who's come from my title as Mindfucker.
He goes, look, just lead me out of here, and then you can go back to whatever you're doing. But I'm not going alone.
Well, then why don't you stay with us?
He goes, I'm not staying with you. I don't even know why you're down here. How can I trust you?
Well, then, if you're not going to stay with us...
Or whatever the fuck it is.
Or whatever the fuck it is. We are not going to lead you back until we make sure that this thing is gone. So either come with us, or go on your own back the way we came. I assure you it wasn't there when we came this way, so it should be safe.
He kind of looks back to the both of you, and seeing that neither of you is going to budge, he just kind of sighs. And he says, fine, I'll make my way out. But if I die, it's on your heads. And you see him kind of...
fine.
He's no longer holding his sides, but he does kind of limp as he heads down the tunnel you came from.
Oh, you should probably maybe take this with you. I'm going to chuck the little glow rock at him.
It hits him in the back of the head, and he kind of...
Does it turn on?
It immediately starts glowing, and the hallway is filled with blue light, and he kind of scoops it up, and he kind of shakes his head, and continues on down.
All right. He seems nice. So...
both of you, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 13.
My passive perception?
Yes.
What is that? That's like the whole number, right?
It's your perception plus 10. So what's your perception modifier?
Oh, the modifier?
Yes.
Okay. 3, so 13.
So we both have the same perception, passive perception. Should we make, like, actual perception checks?
At this point, you can if you'd like to.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 15.
15, okay.
I got a 7.
A 7. With a 7, it kind of just looks like a normal guy walking away. With a 15, you notice, quite oddly, there's this white string stretching from the back of his head down to the floor, and as you follow it, you see it snakes across the ground and disappears into the mist.
I'm going to take out my rapier and cut it.
Hold on.
You just swing your sword at the ground?
No, I'm swinging it at the string.
Okay, you take your rapier and you swing.
Mars can't see that.
It hits the string. There's no effect.
Why'd you hit the ground with your sword?
I didn't hit the ground. There's a string there.
I don't see a string.
However,
It's right there.
after you do this, you see him kind of stop, and he slowly turns around. And as he does, you hear this sloshing, slimy noise kind of come from deeper in the mist.
I think I know what we're dealing with.
I need you guys to roll initiative.
Will we be using Roll20?
No, I don't have any maps, unfortunately. I'm not a member on Roll20.
Oh, you don't need to have a... You can download your own maps. I got a 13 in initiative.
Okay.
Did you guys hear me?
No, I didn't.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said I got a 6.
6. Okay.
There's a string. How thick is the string?
It's only like 6 inch, not 6 inches, I'm sorry. It's like a half an inch thick.
Oh. So it's not like a thread. It's like there's some girth to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Up first,
Gross.
you watch as from the mist, this... Hold on. I need Octavian.
I have a question.
No, I'm sorry. Yes.
Are we going to be uploading this to YouTube?
Yes.
All right. Do you care if I play copyrighted music or non? Like, you want to monetize it? Or what are we doing?
I'm not going to monetize it.
Okay, cool. Then I'll play some music.
This is just for my own notes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this way if I forget something, I can just go back and watch.
Channel is it? I'd like to watch maybe sometime too.
Okay, hold on. Let me look up what my YouTube is.
You can just link it in the Discord chat whenever you
I will do
can.
that. I will do that after we're done playing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just adjusting volume, sorry. Okay.
I have a feeling I know what this is.
Okay. So, up first, I need Mars to give me a wisdom saving throw, and Octavian, what's your AC?
My AC?
Yes.
13.
Okay, so a 12 does not hit. So, from the mist, you see this white, almost like a fist, come flying out, and you see it just in time to duck under it.
Okay, and I got a 22.
22. So, you feel this strange draining feeling kind of overtake you, and you, for a brief moment, forget who you are, why you're here, what you're doing, and then you kind of shake your head and just shake it off.
Mars, remember. Don't forget all this.
Mars looks around, tries to figure out what the heck was going on.
Mars, don't forget all this.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, I've tried. It doesn't.
That's the end of its turn. Octavian, you're up.
That's my secret. I'm always scarred. I am going to cast. I'm going to target the creepy dude with the thing in his head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast hideous laughter on him. So, actually, before that, I'm going to use my bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action to use unsettling words. As a bonus action, I can expend one of my bardic inspirations, and I can choose one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. It must do a I roll a bardic inspiration die, which is a D8, and it must subtract that number from its next saving throw.
Okay.
Yes. And then, so I'm going to say, looking a little bit melty there, my friend. Maybe you should perk up a little. And then I'm going to cast hideous laughter at him.
Okay.
He needs to do a wisdom saving throw.
He has disadvantage, though, right?
No.
Oh, you're subtracting 8.
He's going to be subtracting a D8 from it.
Okay.
What did he get?
He got a total of 14.
All right, he's going to be subtracting a 5 from that.
So 9.
So he fails. He needed to get a 15.
Okay.
It will, the creature of your choice you can see within range perceiving as a hilarious and funny, and falls into a fit of laughter as the spell takes effect. The target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or fall prone, becoming incapacitated until unable to stand up for the duration. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected. At the end of each of its turns, it takes, or whenever it takes damage, it can do another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on wisdom saving throws if the saving throw is triggered by damage. However, on a success, the spell ends. And the spell I'm going to say to him is where'd you seep out of? The pipes?
Okay.
I don't remember this being the sewers. I thought we were in an engine room. That was not very my best work, but it did the job.
Okay. So, this creature is immune to being prone.
It is immune to being prone. However, it becomes incapacitated.
It's not prone, but it is incapacitated. Yes. So, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Mars, you're up.
All right. So, what exactly can I see right now?
You can see the man in the guard clothing standing down the hallway, and you did see movement in the mist, and a couple feet away you can see this undulating mass just kind of sitting in the center of the room.
Okay, does that count as like me being able to see it? Because a bunch of my spells require me to be
Yes,
able to,
you can see it.
them. Okay.
Once it attacked, it revealed itself.
Okay.
Yeah, you see this just off-white mound of disgusting ooze kind of just sitting in the and undulating in the center of the room.
Then I am going to cast Sacred Flame at the undulating mass.
Okay. That's a spell to hit, right?
If they can, yeah, that's a they got to do a Dexterity throw and beat a 14.
That's a natural 1.
Okay, then
Excellent.
I'm going to hit them with a 2d8.
Okay.
Well, if they're incapacitated, well, it can't be prone, so never mind.
Yeah.
But it is incapacitated.
While you do damage,
And
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. I rolled an 8 of fire damage.
Sacred Flame, is it fire or is it radiant?
Is it? Wait, hang on.
When you hold over the damage thing, see how it has like the what dice?
The 2d8, and then it looks like a star with like a half circle.
If you hold your mouse over that symbol, it will tell you the type of damage.
Yeah, it's radiant, not flame.
Okay. Which, I mean, most things are not immune to radiant damage. Or resistant to that, in that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're back to back. I'm facing the guy in the hallway, and you're facing the giant gooper.
Whatever the heck it is.
It's a loogie. This is what happens
what?
when you. This is what happens when you masturbate too much in the drain.
You get attacked by a psychic spunk monster?
I'm back.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how much damage?
How much?
8 radiant damage.
8 radiant damage.
It has to do another wisdom save because of it took damage.
6 total.
It still fails. It's still incapacitated.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn, unless you'd like to move.
No. Probably just stay here. Don't want to get too close to me.
Okay. So it is back to the top of the round with the creature. It's gonna...
Yeah. At the end of its turn, it gets another save or another check.
12 total.
That still fails. That's got to be the 15.
Okay.
Excellent.
So it's incapacitated. It's just going to spend its turn laughing. And what's really strange and somewhat off-putting is the guard is laughing, but this ooze, it's just a cacophony of different laughter just emanating from these strange faces emerging and twisting from it.
It's an Oblex.
That's the end of its turn. Octavian, you're up.
All right. Mars, I'm going to inspire you.
You
So I'm
inspire
going to cast another Spartic
me every day,
Inspiration.
dear friend.
Yes, well.
Inspire absolute annoyance.
So my inspiration is a little bit interesting. I have something called Unfailing Inspiration. When a creature adds a Bardic Inspiration die to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll fails, you can keep the inspiration die and use it for your next roll. It only goes away once you succeed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I have Unfailing Inspiration.
Oh, and there's a little button on my character sheet that has inspiration.
Yeah, so whenever you do an attack, ability check, or saving throw, you get to roll an extra d8 and add it to one of those checks.
Neat.
Yes. All right, so I'm going to I use my bonus action to inspire him.
Okay.
Then I am going to
Ow.
cast Vicious Mockery at the creature.
Okay, what's the saving throw?
It needs to do a 15 Wisdom save.
18 total.
Ah, it succeeds. Damn it.
Okay, so you lash out with this visceral word.
You fucking spunk monster.
The creature, still laughing, seems to ignore you.
Damn it. My previous joke was just too powerful.
That's the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mars, you're up.
Okay. I forgot just how many spells I had. I'm looking through them, so... Sorry.
Take your time, it's fine.
While he's doing that, can I take a look around the room?
Make a perception check.
All right. Are there steam pipes?
Around you there is... The steam has just kind of filled the room. You can't really get a gauge on where it's coming from.
Ah, okay.
Hey.
Yes.
Octavian and I are, like, pretty close together, right?
Yeah, we're back to back.
Yeah, you guys haven't moved yet.
Okay, good. Because I'm thinking of maybe setting up a magic circle.
What does Magic Circle do?
It keeps... I'm reading it right now. It choose one or more of the following types of creatures: celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, or undead.
It doesn't. This creature doesn't qualify as one of those.
Yeah, I was about to ask. It wouldn't work on the guardsman, would it?
The guard
Because he
is the
counters undead.
creature. They're the same thing.
They
that
are.
The string is an umbilical cord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So hurting the guard hurts the creature.
So the magic circle wouldn't do anything.
No.
All right. Then I'm just gonna. I'm gonna hold person the guard.
Okay, but Mars, remember, the guard isn't a person. It's a pseudopod of the thing. Hold person only works on humanoids. We're fighting an ooze.
Oh, so. Well,
it's confusing. I know.
I wouldn't be able to hold this humanoid shape part of it.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's not a. It's like a. It's like a tentacle that takes the form of a person. It's like a puppet on the string. It's not actually a human being. It's just like a human-shaped ooze.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold the dead on the big guy then.
Okay, what kind
That's
of
a
saving?
14 wisdom.
That's 18 total.
Damn it.
Okay, then he saves.
Okay.
Hold on, that is a. So it takes.
No, if it's a cantrip, if he succeeds, he doesn't do any damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the round, it's the creature's turn. It's going to try and save against your vicious laughter. That's a total of 11.
That still fails.
It's still cackling to itself, just undulating and just disgusting mass, just cackling to itself. That's the end of its turn. So, Octavian, you're up. Oh, damn.
Mars, do you have any spells that do some very heavy hitting damage?
I have guiding bolt
That could work.
and inflict wounds, but I don't want to touch this thing.
Inflict wounds could work really well. Well, guiding bolt is a good spell for range, but inflict wounds, if you cast it high enough, it can do some pretty heavy damage.
Well, I'm still not sure what this thing is. Is it safe to touch it?
I don't think so. So maybe the guiding bolt should be good. Oh, vicious mockery it again.
Okay. Saving throw. Total of 13.
That fails.
So it takes
It's gonna
damage.
Take 2d4 psychic damage, and then it to take 2d4 psychic damage, and also it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn.
Okay.
It is going to take 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Then it gets a saving throw again, right? Because it took damage?
Yes.
It's a total of 9, so fail again.
That's a fail. Thank God.
Okay. So you watch as the creature undulates, kind of stops for a second, and then goes back to laughing to itself. Mars, you're up.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna... I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on the 3rd level.
Okay. That's an attack roll?
Yep.
Okay, roll for attack.
Remember, you have the
Okay.
D8.
You do have inspiration.
Yep. But I got an 18 anyway. Does
That's
that
fine.
hit?
That'll hit.
Okay, then I'm gonna save that. Okay, 22 damage.
22 damage. Okay.
Or
So you
radiant
fire,
damage.
you stretch out your hand, and from it, this little orb of white light emerges and just shoots out and rockets towards the creature. It slams into it, and you watch as it kind of parts with this almost like a bullet wound, as it just kind of slowly closes in on itself, reforming. But you did some damage. But it's going to make a saving throw again. 13 total.
That still fails.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn, or would you like to move? Bonus action?
That's not my turn.
No,
Never
it's
mind.
Mars' turn, yes.
Yeah.
Is it still my turn? Sorry,
Yeah. You have bonus action, movement, whatever you'd like.
I don't think I have any I can take.
Mars, also, with the inspiration I gave you, you can choose to add it before or after the total of the roll on the D20, but you have to use it. You can't use it if the DM says that the roll failed. You can't use the inspiration die on the roll. You have to either use it before or after you'll know the total of the D20, but not if you know if it succeeds or not.
Yeah, I was gonna save it anyway because I saw it was 18. So don't worry.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna add it if he said fail.
Okay. So.
But yeah, I don't have any bonus actions, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
And I'm still
It
not
is
moving.
now the creature's turn again. It's going to try and break
How
through
much-
Tosh's laughter. 13 total. So fail again.
That still fails.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
So that's the end of its turn again. It's just laughing to itself. Octavian, you're up.
Cool. I guess I will cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Saving throw
at
again.
Yeah.
That's a 7 total.
That fails. It's going to take another additional 2d4. So it's going to take in a total of 4 psychic damage. And again, also has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. Took damage, so let's see if it breaks free. A total of 16.
That succeeds.
Okay.
Well, never mind. I could have bonus actioned and done the whole thing, but I guess never mind.
You still have your bonus action. It's still your turn.
Then I guess I'll do the. I guess I'll use my bonus action to do the whole unsettling words if you would allow it.
I would allow it because it is still your turn.
All right, unsettling words, bonus action. It has to subtract a 2 from it, so it makes it a 14.
14.
So it still fails.
Okay, so it is still laughing.
Cool, great.
Okay. Mars, you're up.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. I'm gonna roll another guiding bolt at the 3rd level.
Okay.
Well, hold on, Mars. You could try touching it with inflict wounds, and seeing if that, because you already have advantage on hitting it because of the original guiding bolt. Do you want to risk touching it or no?
I'm thinking about it. I could do a lot more damage with inflict wounds on the 3rd level than just guiding bolt. How close am I?
There's that cord that's going past us, so you can touch the cord.
Oh, I could? Oh,
yeah.
I guess that would still count. Wait, but can I see it now?
The cord? I'm assuming so. It's going towards from one guy to the other, right?
Yeah, but remember I rolled low on if I could notice it, and he said I couldn't see it. So would I be able to see it now that I've been fighting this thing?
You can see the cord, yeah.
Okay, then I guess that's what I'll do.
So you reach out and cast inflict wounds. You basically grab them. You grab it, and it's this fleshy, oozy tether that kind of, your fingers sink into it for a moment before rebounding back. Go ahead and is it a spell save?
It's an attack.
Oh, it's an attack roll.
I've got a roll.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
You have advantage, and you can also add the.
I got a 24.
That'll hit.
Do it.
I got a 22. Exactly what I rolled on damage last time.
Necrotic, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you reach out and you grab the tether, and you just watch as this green pulsing energy kind of comes from your hand and dives into the tether, and it just screams out from both sides. You watch as the guard kind of tenses up as the green energy fills him, and the creature kind of squirms and undulates as the green energy just courses through it. Still standing, but hurt pretty bad. But it does get a saving throw again.
Yes.
That's a 9 total.
That still fails.
Okay. I have terrible rolls. I know.
I mean, it's we're doing pretty good for 2 guys against a fucking Oblex.
Yes. Okay, is that the end of your turn, Mars?
Yeah.
Okay, it is now the creature's turn. Let's see if it can break free. 12 total.
Ah, thank God.
Okay, so once again the creature just cackles.
Okay, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
I'm gonna chuck another vicious mockery at it.
Okay, make the saving throw again. Let's see. 8 total.
Thank God. All right. So that's going to be. That is going to be 7 points of psychic damage.
Okay. The creature gets another saving throw. I'm going to use a different dice this time.
Yep. Okay.
It didn't matter. 5 total.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. So, that's the end of your turn. Mars, you're up.
Maybe if you have another spell, I would suggest touching it again with that inflict wounds.
Oh yeah, I've got one last spell slot for the 3rd level.
Diddle it, slime, Mars.
Okay. Oh. 24.
That'll hit.
14 necrotic damage.
How much?
14.
Okay. You once again just squeeze down on this tether with all your might as you watch it kind of sever. And as it severs, you see the green energy trail along like a lit fuse on the ground as it just travels up to the creature and to the guard. The guard kind of tenses up and then eventually just melts into this goop on the ground. The creature, a mixture of screaming and laughing as it just undulates itself to death. And that's the end of it.
Ah!
I can't believe we just laughed a creature to death.
We did it, Mars! We did it!
And then from the ceiling, no, I'm joking. Okay. So the creature lays dead at your feet. What would you like to do?
I poke it with my feet.
Yeah.
It's just this squishy, goopy mess.
Gross.
Maybe we should take some, bring it to like someone to like understand what it is.
In what? We don't have anything to carry it with. And for real,
well,
Octavian, I've seen undead. I've literally seen undead creatures more appealing than this thing.
of course, this thing is a slime. It's why is it like disgustingly white? You know what I mean? So I don't drink anymore, and I have a water skin in my equipment. Can I just stuff some of the goop into the water skin?
Easily enough.
Cool. I'll cork it off. Maybe it was. Let's see if this thing had a hoard. Maybe it was stealing stuff around town. Maybe it has some money down here.
Right.
I'll do an investigation check to see if I can find any money
Make an
or any like.
investigation
Ooh, that's a 14.
Okay. Let me roll on the table.
I got a 19.
Ooh. Those elephant eyes.
I'm smelling for things.
Oh yay, with your big trunk. Going around corners.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I'm smelling for something, I would get advantage.
Do you? You have that as a...
Yeah, I have advantage on any investigation checks that require smell. Because
Smelling
I
for
have
loot?
the because Loxodons have the keen smell ability.
Yeah.
But no, I got a 19.
19 total.
Yep.
Okay. So, hold on. Sorry, my food came. I was trying to eat.
Ooh.
Right.
You find a bag. A simple leather bag. Just kind of amongst the goop. And as you pick it up and kind of examine it, it's got a nice design to it.
I'll look it over. Does it look... How much does it... Like, does it feel like it's got stuff in it?
It feels surprisingly empty.
Does it got a name written on it or something?
It does
Chuck's
not.
bag. I am going to open the bag.
Okay.
And flip it inside out and try to dump any contents that are possibly in it, like maybe like paper or something.
Okay. You attempt to flip the bag inside out, and as you do, oddly enough, 4 statues, quite large, big enough to fit in the bag, but not to be contained in the bag.
In the bag? Yeah.
They kind of clatter to the ground. There's 4 statues.
Oh my gosh, you know what this is? Mars? This bag?
Is it a bag of holding?
No, it's a bag that makes statues.
You nailed it.
Ah. So we have a bag of holding?
Yes, it is a bag of holding.
All right, do you want to keep it or should I?
You can hold on to it. You found it.
What are the statues?
The statues just look to be expensive statues that you could probably sell.
Oh, so just art pieces?
Yeah, art pieces.
Okay. How many statues are there?
4.
4.
That bag of holding could be your new stomach.
It could be my new what?
Stomach.
Oh,
You
I
can
could like stick it in my ribs, kind of
You could pretend to eat now.
I could. So hear me out.
That'd
As we're,
be
like,
very
walking out.
uncomfortable to watch.
As we're walking out, I'm gonna talk to Mars. I said, "So, funny you bring that up. I was thinking, because my mask has kind of a little hole for like sticking, like breathing and eating and whatever. I was thinking I could stick the end of my water skin into the back of the mask, and then I could do stick it into my whenever I wear the mask, stick the water skin into my mouth, so it's kind of like hanging down into my chest. I can do drinking competitions and just pour shots down through the mouth hole into the water skin, perceivably drinking nonstop. Huh? Right?
You've told me this plan, and does that really seem like the best time right now?
I mean, I guess.
Let's at least get out of here before we try and work out one of your schemes again.
Could I appraise the statues? Like, do they look like they're worth quite a lot? How much would they be worth?
Each one's worth about 50 gold pieces.
Oh.
So that'd be about 200 total if you sold them all to the right buyer.
All right. I have 4 statues worth 50 GP. Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's get back out there and walk out to the gnomes.
Okay. So as you come, the door is shut. It seems to have been shut behind you.
All right.
I'll knock
Okay.
on the door.
You heavily knock on it. After a few seconds, the door you hear the depressurization, and it slowly swings open. You see the guards with their spears at the ready, and they kind of see you, and they kind of like let out a sigh of relief. And you see one gentleman you talked to before, he kind of pushes his way forward and says, "Well, is it done?"
It's finished.
dead.
It was some sort of slime monster that was consuming the guards you put down there and adding them to its physical bulk, and then it would create copies of them out of its own goo and then have them walk around through these weird goopy umbilical cords and talk to us and try to convince us of becoming part of it, like some sort of sick ooze cult. But we destroyed it. It's dead now.
You watch as the guards kind of look to each other with wide eyes. You see the gnomish gentleman just kind of shake his head and says, he kind of gestures and says, "Well, get in there, clean it up. We got to get this engine back and running, or we're going to be buried halfway into the ground."
Cool. By the way, your friends are completely gone. They have been digested and converted into the biomass of that creature.
He kind of goes, "We'll find new workers."
Oh, wow, that's really cutthroat. Okay,
Wow,
well,
cold.
yeah, really.
He goes, "Listen, it's a dangerous job. Things down here in the Bowels, they don't go away the way you think they will."
Okay. Well, goodbye, sir.
Do you have any... You guys have no idea where a creature like that could have...
He kind of shrugged and says, "There's all kind of weird stuff going down here. We've got slime creatures. We've got some kind of inbred orc monster that roams the halls. We've got..."
There's just an orc roaming around down here?
That's what we think it is. We've only seen it in shadow. We've never seen it totally.
Oh.
We've got gangs. We've got tons of problems. We've got maintenance. We got machines that'll eat you alive if you get too close to them. This place isn't
That
safe.
sounds fun. Well, we'll be on our way now into a much arguably more safer
He goes, wait,
area.
I gotta pay you first. I have to pay.
Oh, how much money? Yes.
I pay my workers a fair deal. And he kind of reaches in and he goes, he kind of opens a little bag and he starts counting it. And he goes, "How's 75 gold sound?"
For each, or to split amongst the
He
two
goes,
of us?
"That's all I've got." And he kind of tosses it to you.
Okay, well, I guess we can split it up. Let me take my abacus, which I don't have. So 75 gold pieces divided by 2. So, one of us is going to get...
One of us is going to get 37, the other's going to get 38.
I think you should get the extra one, Mars. You're the one who killed the creature. I was merely the one who just told it some jokes, and apparently they were very good.
All right.
So,
Adding 38 gold.
As we're walking, I'm going to take off my mask. I'm going to use
Okay.
minor illusion to make myself make my face look like an old woman, And I'm going to take out my disguise kit and kind of put a shawl over myself.
Okay.
Yeah, as I kind of start like hobbling.
Okay. You guys emerge from the Bowels back into the slum district. There's
or the night thing.
The slums are in between the night market and the Bowels.
Oh, okay. Oh, little old me, just a poor, frail old woman traveling all by
Octavian.
herself. Oh man,
Octavian, why are you like this?
I hope no gangs come and do gang violence on me. It would be a dear shame if they were to find my copious amounts of money I have hanging from my waist.
Octavian, stop, please.
I have a hollow boob that I use for a coin purse.
Oh my god. I'm tired.
I hope no one finds me.
That's the most genuine thing I've ever heard. I'm tired.
Out of third level. I'm out of third level.
I'm all by myself. Mars, I wouldn't want to draw you into any gang violence. I'll take it on by myself. I just want to, get my rocks off. If you know what I'm saying.
Octavian,
I'm so old and disheveled.
Eventually, you see this young man kind of approach you, and he goes, "Ma'am, are you okay?"
I'm fine. Are you here to mug me?
And he goes, "No, I'm here to help you."
Then don't waste my time.
They're not okay. They're very much not okay.
Leave me alone.
He looks confused. Here, I'll walk you to the night market.
Don't you touch me, you freak.
He puts his hands on.
Unless you're going to threaten my well-being, I don't want anything you have to offer.
He kind of grabs you and says, "Okay, old man,
let's go
this way."
What does it take for an old woman to be mugged around these parts?
He leads you out of the slums and back into the night market. He keeps putting his hands on your shoulders and gently guiding you in the right direction.
I'm gonna turn to him and then drop the illusion on my face. Ah, see, I'm a skeleton. Woo!
He goes, "Ma'am, without my glasses, you look fine."
Motherfucker! Fine.
Mars immediately just walks up and slaps the mask back on your face.
You see, this mask.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I just wanted to fuck up some gangs. I wanted to be that voice of reason, be like, "You boys," or.
And then when you did, and then when you didn't get your way, you almost blew our cover immediately.
He doesn't know. I'm an old woman.
I was watching you, Octavian. You dropped the illusion.
I did drop the illusion, but he doesn't know who I am. I'm just an old lady. My name's Martha.
Yes, but you almost revealed that there is
I'm not a skeleton. I'm just very old. So old, in fact, that my skin is like.
Can Mars just pick Octavian up and take him back to the inn?
Easily enough.
Goodbye, young fellow. You could have mugged me and gotten all this.
He just kind of smiles and waves.
A good Samaritan. I hate it here.
You guys make your way through the night market, back up the scaffolding, back to the edge of the city.
Can I just sit on one of his tusks?
If he'll allow it.
Yeah, can I sit on my shoulder? Cool, I'll sit on your shoulder and start taking off the nightgown and the stuff and, putting it back into the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yes, it's a difficult life, Mars. Both
it would
of
be
us.
easier if you stopped showing people your skeleton face.
Two extremely handsome bachelors, and just wanting nothing but grand adventure, and having to save people from shit they flushed down the toilet, and for some reason managed to come back to kill them. But okay. I'm going to slosh the water skin. Where should we take this exactly?
Maybe sit back to the college.
They could probably get a kick out of it. Let's head back to the tavern, and I can do another performance.
Did you even get paid for the first one?
No.
Oh yeah, all you got was that partially eaten chicken.
Yeah, the one that had a bite out of it, and I can't even use it.
Okay.
So,
Easily enough. You make your way back to the tavern. It's only about mid-afternoon now. You weren't down in the Bowels for too long.
Almost like sundown.
But as you get close to the tavern, you can see that there's a crowd of people emerging from the entrance, just kind of trying to make their way into the tavern.
Yes, hello, are you here to see Octavian Starfeller?
You see some of the familiar faces of people you passed when you were making your proclamation, and they kind of smile and they kind of part the sea as you and Mars make your way into the tavern. You can see Isaac and his mother are busy handing out drinks, collecting coin. You can a big smile on his face. And as he sees you, he goes, the entertainment has arrived. And the crowd kind of cheers and shouts. And he goes, the stage is all set, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, my friend, I wouldn't mind whatsoever. So, what would you... Magic show? Or maybe more music?
He goes, well, what does the crowd want?
Music, right? You guys and gals want music, correct?
They start chanting together, music, music.
Music. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to turn around and in a flourish remove my mask and cast minor illusion on my face and give myself my original face back.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, ha-ha! Yes, music.
Mars has a heart attack watching you almost reveal your skeleton face to a crowd.
So let me dive deep into my mind to see if I could get a song for you, lovely patrons. Let me see here. Let me see if I can think of a song for everyone. Do we have any let me see here. Yes, I have a name. I have one.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pull out my lyre. And I will begin playing. I'll begin strumming the lyre and I'll say, are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Tell her to make me a cambric shirt, deep in the deep forest green. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Tracing of sparrows on snow-crested ground, without no seams nor needlework. Bedclothes the children of the mountain, then she'll be a true love of mine. Sleeps unaware of the clarion call. Tell her to find me an acre of land, a sprinkling of leaves, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Washes the graves of silvery tears between the salt water and sea strands, and polishing a gun, then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to reap it with a sickle of leather, blazing in scarlet battalions, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Generals order their soldiers to kill and gather it all in a bunch of heather, a cause they've long ago forgotten. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. Should I do a performance check?
Make a performance check.
Excellent. It is an unnatural 20.
The crowd is silent during your performance. They are just awestruck. And as you begin to sing and to speak, you can see people just bowing their heads in song, or bowing their heads to the tune. And then as you finish, there's a moment of silence before they all just burst into cheering and applause. And that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Excellent.